clearly audible and visible to you. So today we are going to talk about a very new topic we have never discussed regarding design exam preparation, because मेरे को लगा कि ये टॉपिक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है और इसके बारे में हमें बात करनी चाहिए. When we were having a live session in the last, I was there in the last week, I think. We were talking about how to use chat GPT for generating questions for part A. And with that and with discussion with students, मुझे लगा कि क्या बोलते हैं, this is one topic that students struggle, and there are so many other tools that we can use to make our preparation efficient. And today, to help me, first of all, thank you for those who are joining today on Diwali. uh, First of all, happy Diwali to you. Today with me here I have Virat Tiwari, and Virat is going to talk about few tools. Virat is one of our mentors here at Kafir Studio. He's taking part A, though he's a designer as a professional, but he loves solving puzzle, and that's why he is one of our mentors for part A, seed question paper that we solve here. And Virat has some very interesting tools to share with you. I will be here with you, asking some questions on your behalf. If you have any questions, you can drop in the chat box. We will definitely take up those questions. By the time, Virat, if you can hear me, you can.
I don't know. Good evening.
Good evening.
So, uh, okay. So I'll just quickly introduce myself. You've already done that, but again, so I'm Virat. I've been a designer for a few years now, and I've also been associated with Kafil for a few years as well. And today, I'll be showing you some tools that you can use for practicing, and not just for practicing, but also these tools will help you in becoming better designer itself. So
Right. And if you have any question, guys, you can please drop in the chat box. Yash is asking OLP 2026 में वीडियो क्यों नहीं आ रही? Okay, video as in video lesson or live lesson, Yash, if you're talking about. If you're talking about video lesson, there was some थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल हमारे में इशू चल रहा था एडिटिंग को लेकर के, बट नाउ दैट इज सॉर्टेड, सो वी विल स्टार्ट अपलोडिंग वीडियोस. हमें भी खुद लगता है यार वीडियो अपलोड होना चाहिए, but we will not been able to do that. But now you will see that videos are coming up every week. So I hope you are talking about video lessons, right? Yes, yes, yes. They will be up. You will see uploaded every week. So I hope yesterday you saw the personalized study plan that we are giving every student, those who wish to get. So please go through that and please get your study plan. It will be useful for you. Anyways, Virat, please get started. What is our first tool that you are sharing with us?
So there's this website called Sketchfab, and
If you can together, if you can share your screen and show it to us,
yes,
that would be great. Yeah.
Is my screen visible?
It will be, yes, it is now.
Okay, so the first tool is Sketchfab. So for people who want to practice how to draw products, or just basic shapes and products and all that, so you can use this tool. So basically what Sketchfab is basically it's a repository of 3D models online. And what you can do is you can, because these are 3D models, so these are not static images, you can actually rotate them, and you can look at these models from all angles. So by using this, it can be a very good tool to practice products. So I'll just show you, for example, let's say I take this, right? So let's say this is some sort of a plier, and okay, let's say this is some sort of pliers, right? And I want to practice how to draw this in perspective.
Right.
So let's say I know how from an image, I can just look at this and I can just draw it in this perspective. But now let's say I also want to try and imagine what it would look like from the other side. Now, if I'm just looking at an image, then this thing is not really possible, right? So
yes, तो गूगल पे अगर हम इमेज सर्च कर रहे हैं तो हम एक साइड से देख पाएंगे सेम प्लायर का. यू आर सेइंग कि दूसरा टाइप का इमेज या दूसरी साइड का इमेज इज नॉट पॉसिबल.
exactly,
राइट.
yeah,
ओके.
yeah. So for example, you can see there's something interesting going on this side, right? Now I don't know what it is. And I want to, let's say, so one exercise could be, let's say, uh, I want to imagine, I want to improve my visual imagination, right? So let's say I can see something like this is going on, but I don't know what it is. So I can try drawing it from this side. Like I'm looking at it from here, but I'm imagining it from the other end and I'm drawing it. And then once I'm done with the drawing, what I can do is I can just rotate it and I can see, oh, did I actually match what I was looking at? If yes, then it's good. But if not, then I know, okay, so this thing probably, if it is coming like this, then this is what is happening over here.
Right, right. All right. And how many, so, and for on this Sketchfab, how many such tools or products are available? कोई भी product मैं बोलूँ available होगा यहाँ पर?
Almost everything.
मतलब वैसे भी एग्जाम में तो डेली लाइफ के प्रोडक्ट्स ही आते हैं जो सबने देखे
Mhm.
हुए हैं, जैसे वाटर बॉटल, कंप्यूटर
Yeah,
माउस,
yeah.
कीबोर्ड, राइट? सो वो सारी चीज़ें यहाँ पे अवेलेबल होंगी। हाँ, फॉर एग्जांपल म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, यस, व्हाई नॉट, राइट? सो द पॉइंट इज यू कैन यूज दिस टूल टू ड्रॉ फ्रॉम वन डायरेक्शन। सो जनरली स्टूडेंट्स को प्रॉब्लम होती है, दोज हु आर हियर, दे हैव प्रॉब्लम की विजुअलाइजेशन की। दिस विजुअलाइजेशन विल हेल्प यू बोथ इन पार्ट ए एंड पार्ट बी। पार्ट बी, ए में तो यू नो देर इज सरफेस काउंटिंग का क्वेश्चन, राइट? सो यू can use that. I will also try to put this in the chat box so that you can get a link for that tool as well. All right. Okay, moving on. What is do we have for the next tool?
Yeah, just one second.
Hmm.
So now we have something similar. Uh, so there's this website called Yanko Design. I'll also share
Okay.
my screen. What this one does is basically, so Yanko Design is a news website,
Okay.
and it's very
News.
news.
Okay.
Huh. So it's a very popular website for industrial designers, and
Okay.
anything that is new and upcoming or that is innovative in industrial design is shown here. So for people who are struggling with, let's say, getting ideas or thinking of a product when they're given a prompt or when they're given a question.
Hmm.
So by visiting this website, you can actually help yourself by looking what is being developed or what new innovation is being done. Or you could also look for something that is already old, right? And that way you can sort of start finding ideas and you can start building a library of
For
ideas this way.
example, can you show us some example what you're talking
Okay, so let's say I search for a video game controller, right? So I saw this one video game controller
about? Hmm.
where they used
Let's
these
let's fi-
searches.
let's see if you can find that. Then it will be better
Huh.
if you speak.
So they made this tabla inspired game controller,
Okay.
and what it
Yeah, it is the
was
first. Yeah.
no, no, it's this one. So what it
Nintendo.
was basically, so you must have heard of this uh, console, Nintendo Switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it has these two controllers.
Right.
It has like two controllers and you can play with them.
Mm.
But what this guy did is he made this concept of a tabla inspired controller.
Mm.
So you actually play it on the top end. And then there are some
Mm.
buttons over here, which whatever the controller buttons do, right?
Mm.
And it's following the Nintendo theme. So this is not an official product, but it's
Mm.
a concept, right?
Yes, yes.
So for example, now,
So,
huh,
so is it like a digital tabla? Can we say that?
in a way, yes.
Okay.
It's a digital tabla that can be used as a input device.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm. So, for example, now this guy's also showing how he came up with the uh, whole concept of it and everything,
Mm.
right? So it's sort of like a mini case study of how he came up with the product, how he imagined all the sketches and everything, right?
Right.
And then we can see like he's actually coming up with the concept, and
Very
then
good,
this
very
is
good.
the
So can we
final
go
product.
back to the sketching wala part there, because this is where we are going to use it in the exam, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this can be useful for portfolios as well, for masters, and it is helpful for exam also. Because this is definitely a very good idea, and this will help all the students build their visual vocabulary in sense कि एग्जाम में वो बोलते हैं ना 5 मिनट में आइडियाज नहीं आते, क्या कर सकते हैं? सो इफ यू आर मेकिंग दिस अ हैबिट गाइज कि 10 मिनट 15 मिनट डेली, इफ यू जस्ट विजिट दिस वेबसाइट, I think this is going to boost your visual vocabulary. This is what I believe. Yes.
Exactly. Okay, so now we have talked about products, right?
Hmm.
What if I want to practice human figures? What can I do? So there are a few websites which exactly tackle that. So just let's say,
And if you
and
have any question, guys, if you want to ask any question, you can please put it in the chat box. We will be happy to take up your questions, right? We want to make sure that this quick session should be about as many tools as we can discuss with you so that it can help you with your self preparation or whatever way you are preparing right now, right? So you can speed up your preparation. That is what it is all about. अगर हम आज के टाइम पे टेक्नोलॉजी यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं तो you know we are losing something. Yes, Virat, please continue.
huh. So this website is something similar to what we just saw, right? So for example, if I go to Pinterest and I just look for let's say sitting poses,
Right.
now uh, it'll give me some sitting poses that I can just draw and copy. Okay. But what if I want to improve my visual library, right? And let's say I also want to draw poses that are sort of interesting to look at. Okay, so this is a very static sitting pose, right? I'll just make it full screen. So now this is
Hmm.
very static sitting pose. Now, what if, let's say, I want to make it from a ant's eye view, right? So this is again a 3D model, so I can probably look at something like this, right? Or maybe it's a bird's eye view, so I can actually look at from top. So now I know how it will look like. And
Right.
one exercise over here could be, let's say, if I just want to, in general, improve my human figures, this is something that I used to do was I would draw this human figure and then I would just I would draw it as I'm looking at it right now, and then I would draw it again. And what I would do is I would just try to draw it from another angle, right? So let's say if I'm looking at it from the front side, maybe this time I want to now imagine how it will look like from the left side. So maybe then first I draw it, and once
Hmm.
I'm done drawing, I can actually verify does it match or not. And if it doesn't
Right.
match, then I know where I have to improve, right? Maybe the
Right.
proportions are off, then I need to fix that.
Right. Right. Right.
Then
Correct.
so this has a lot of human figures, right? If I just go back,
अच्छा तो
it
सारे पोजेस मिल जाएंगे हमें ऑलमोस्ट है ना.
बहुत सारे poses मतलब और they have also categorized them, so like
So the
relaxed
good thing about
poses.
this is the most of the poses are dynamic in nature. I mean ऐसा नहीं है कि they are uh,
Stiff.
yeah stiff and posing for a camera. नहीं, they're doing
Exactly.
their work and during that moment the poses are there. So right, that is a good idea.
For example, this one is like a very interesting pose, and like especially if you make something like this with all the foreshortening and everything, it would become really interesting to look at.
Interesting to see. Yes, correct. It gives dynamism to the composition. Correct.
Yeah. So it has a lot of poses. Everything is like categorized. You can just go to this website and you can just
Yeah,
see
it's for
this.
bachelors. If there are question, there is a question on there's a definitely a question यूसीड में जो कि composition based होता है जिसमें कि सबको प्रॉब्लम होती है कि ह्यूमन फिगर को वो जब पर्सपेक्टिव में बनाने की बारी आती है तो इट बिकम्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. दिस इज अ कॉमन क्वेश्चन दैट आई सी फ्रॉम स्टूडेंट. सो आई थिंक गाइज दिस टूल कैन बी ऑफ गुड हेल्प. इफ यू डोंट नो ह्यूमन फिगर में आज कहाँ से शुरू करें, इट इज़ अ गुड वे टू गेट स्टार्टेड. है ना, वो वार्म अप करने वाली बहुत बढ़िया एक्सरसाइज हो सकती है इससे. वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वन.
Okay, so now this is a similar tool, but this is completely 2D, and this is also for human figures, but you can also use it to look at other things. For example, I'll show you hands. Uh, so you can draw anything, right? You can draw hands, faces, animals, landscapes, and urban
Okay.
settings. So now, one really good thing about this is कि first of all, you can select what gender you want to draw, how many images you want to draw, right? How much time interval you want to do. So if someone is from fine arts, they'll know how this thing works, where you just like start drawing, like let's say 30 seconds. So you do gesture drawings, then you do 45 seconds, you like do a little bit more detail, then 60 seconds more detail, then you take 180 seconds, which is almost like 3 minutes. So you make a lot more detail and then so on and so forth, right?
Right.
So now, depending on what you want to practice, let's say my hands aren't very good. And let's say I want to draw male hands specifically. And let's say I just want to do quick gesture drawings first and then go on to the next things, right? So I say 30 seconds and I'll do 20 drawings. So that's like this, and then I can just start. Right? So what will happen is it'll just show me a hand,
Okay.
and I can quickly sketch it, and I can see there's a timer that is progressing.
Hmm.
Right now, when the timer hits this point, what will
Hmm.
happen is it'll randomly select uh, select another image.
Right.
So for example, let's say it's almost done,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Hmm.
okay, let's say I just skip it to go to the next
Hmm.
one. Now it is showing me a hand image, which is actually very useful. For example, this if I'm drawing something in POV, then this is very important because I can just
Right.
draw something like my hand with a phone in it, because these sort of questions would be something that could be asked, right?
Yes, this is actually asked in NID. पहले वो पूछा जा चुका है ऐसा question. So you draw your
Hmm,
hand clicking a selfie. This question has been asked in NID.
exactly.
So yeah.
And then one thing that you can do in this tool is let's say ki I'm having some difficulty, or I have already drawn this image like this, right?
Hmm.
I can just flip it.
Okay.
So now I'm drawing it different, or I can flip it like this. And
Hmm.
of course, if it's like too bright, I can just go
Hmm.
to dark mode. Okay.
Hmm.
Now it'll show me 20 photos till that, or 20 photos of how many ever photos I've selected. Now, let's say I'm done with hands. Okay. As a warm up, I'm done with hands. Now, let's say I just want to draw some animals, because animals are also something that is important.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll say 10, and I'll just put 10 seconds for now, if that is allowed.
Okay.
Okay, 10. I hope 10 seconds are allowed. And I'll just start this. Yeah. So now, uh, once it's done loading, it'll just load some random animal for me to draw.
Okay.
Uh, hmm.
लोड नहीं
ठीक
कर
है,
रहा है.
मतलब हाँ लोड हो रहा है, but usually it works.
Hmm.
But it'll work as same as the hands thing, right? Where it
Hmm.
showed me hands.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
उसी तरह से it'll randomly show me animals, and I
Hmm.
can just draw animals from there. So let's say I go to animals,
Okay.
15
Hmm.
and 20. And let's say hopefully it loads this time. Yeah. So it's just
Hmm.
showing me a random insect or animal. है ना? Now I can just draw it quickly. अब let's say I've done this. I can go to the
Hmm.
next image. Next image will load. Now it's a very dynamic image where there are two
Hmm.
animals. And
Hmm.
a good thing is I can just draw it. Let's say I want to take a break. I can just pause. It'll give me
Okay.
5 seconds ka timer. You can come back in 5 seconds. Otherwise, the session will end. And then
अच्छा.
you can continue drawing. So
Okay.
you can do that.
Yeah, so basically this is good if again timed practice के लिए थीम प्रैक्टिस के लिए क्योंकि
Hmm.
लास्ट वाले पोज में तो हम पूरा टाइम ही लेकर के बैठ सकते हैं बट दिस इज लाइक वेयर
Exactly.
वी आर प्रोग्रेसिंग अपने प्रोग्रेस को चेक करने के लिए. ग्रेट
And
ग्रेट
then
ग्रेट.
and
हम्म.
then the last thing in this is like the landscapes and the urban thing. So
हम्म.
if I select this
हम्म.
and if I just start, so this is very important for questions that have compositions where I want to draw some sort of environment, or I want to draw some place where something is happening.
हम्म. लेकिन वेबसाइट थोड़ी स्लो है मुझे लगता
I
है.
think आज स्लो हो रही है, आज मैं दिखा
अच्छा.
रहा हूँ ना इसलिए.
अच्छा.
Okay, because when I use this website, it works fine. It
अच्छा.
works on phone also, by the way, so it
अच्छा.
works fine.
हम्म.
And I don't know why it is slow today, but okay. Similarly, it'll show it for the urban environment also.
अर्बन एनवायरनमेंट एज इन क्या होता है?
मतलब स्ट्रीट हो जाएगी या
अच्छा
मार्केट हो
अच्छा
जाएगा
अच्छा.
उस तरह, तो
हाँ
जैसे
हाँ
उस तरह
हाँ
का क्वेश्चन
हाँ.
आता है कि यू इन अ मार्केट एंड यू आर लाइक, और इट बी
राइट
लाइक
राइट
सबवे और
राइट.
समथिंग लाइक दैट, तो उस तरह की चीजें
ग्रेट.
उसमें रहेंगी.
सही सही सही. ठीक
ठीक है
है,
तो
नो प्रॉब्लम, लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वन
या
देन. समझ गए.
ओके देन 1 second, there's another website where let's say कि I just want to, now I'm done with drawing poses that are already there, right?
So you
So
want to
what
create your pose now, is it?
exactly? So what this
Hmm.
website does is it lets me create my own poses. And just 1 second. So for this one, I think I'll have to log in.
Somebody is saying, please make a video on how to design a game. You want to design the game as a game designer for your interest, or you want to design the game or want to learn about game design as a profession, or it is something related to exam. We can do all of these if you want, but based on the demand from the students, definitely why would not we want to talk about game design. हम लोग भी सिर्फ एग्जाम के बारे में बात करके बोर हो जाते हैं कई बार, सो वी वांट टू डाइवर्ट लिटिल बिट, वांट टू टॉक अबाउट हाउ थिंग्स आर डन,
Game
हाउ
design is
डिजाइनिंग
actually my passion, but we'll talk about someday else.
या
Okay. So this tool, this is the web tool
अच्छा
for this. And now why this is very interesting is now this is giving me a mannequin in T-pose, right? Let's just say I just want to manipulate it somehow and create some pose that I think
ओके
that this character might be doing, right? I don't know what, and it could be anything. And I just
हम्म
want to maybe draw this
हम्म
some wacky pose I want to draw. कुछ भी हो
हम्म
सकता है. I can just pose
हम्म
it and I just want to draw. So
हम्म
I can just draw this pose in any angle because it's in 3D. I can also play with the lighting. I can play with
राइट
I can play with other like views that I
हम्म
have, right?
हम्म
And I can also change like FOV, so how much more distortion or all of that. So
हम्म
basically something is closer or farther from the camera, that all of that I
हम्म
can change. And then let's say I want to add some random geometry, right? Let's say I just want to add a cube because this guy is uh, jumping on a cube or whatever. So I can just scale it and I can just place a cube like that, and maybe this guy is vaulting over a cube.
राइट
And then let's say I want to add a new character.
हम्म
So let's say uh, I just add one more guy,
हम्म
and then I can just maybe this guy is just like flying like that for some reason. So मतलब whatever, I can just make any pose, and then
राइट
from any angle I can sketch it. So for example, how can this be very helpful is, let's say there's a question where it is asking me for a very specific thing. They say in I think seed there's this one question where uh, the question is something like Mr. Singh is standing with his wife and they're taking a selfie and all that, and the camera and the POV that you have to draw it from is like a CCTV camera or something like that. ऐसा है कि मतलब ऊपर से आपको draw करना है. So for that it can be very interesting, right? Like let's say I just make this character and then I just like make his hands and all that कि वो ऊपर की तरफ है. Uh, he's holding the phone like this maybe because
राइट
let's say I can't visualize that how it looks like, right? So I can try
राइट
drawing it and then I can just see कि maybe this is how I can draw this. So for questions like those, this can be very helpful.
सो दिस इज कॉल्ड मैजिक पोजर, इज इट?
Yes.
ओके
Yes.
ओके गुड इनफ आई थिंक ऑफ हमारा ह्यूमन फिगर के ऊपर बहुत सारी बातें होंगी, वैसे सबको बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम इसी में रहती है.
Okay. Yeah. Matlab, if you just use these tools for human figures, uh,
Definitely it is going to improve and it will improve quickly. That's what I also think.
yeah, and well, you won't need anything else to then use this. Okay. Now let's say I'll show you a tool that is let's say you just want to work on your visual library, you just want to see more, but you don't want to see ads or you don't want to see AI generated content. You want to see actual human content that has been published,
Right.
right? So there's this very interesting website. It's called public.work. Now it's taken over by Cosmos. So Cosmos is basically how Pinterest is.
Okay.
Cosmos is another product similar to Pinterest, but it has
Okay.
less ads and
Work,
more
basically.
curated work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
Okay.
what this website does is, what this website does is it has everything that has been published in public library, right?
Okay.
And I can scroll left, I can scroll right,
Okay.
and I can also scroll like up, down, all of that. And
Okay.
why this is interesting is because all of these are sort of illustrations that you would get for, let's say, something like information design or look like that, those specific illustrations. उस तरह की
Hmm.
illustrations काफी इसमें, and then also illustrations that you might just find interesting in general.
Hmm.
So if you just want to improve your visual library, then you can just use this
Hmm.
website
Hmm.
to scroll. So it's not just like you're scrolling. sideways, you're also
Hmm.
so it's not just you're scrolling vertically, but you're also scrolling like sideways.
Hmm.
Let's say, I don't know, this looks like some fruit, right? I just want to
Hmm.
draw what this fruit is. I can just draw this. And now when I click on it, it'll show
Hmm.
me other things which are similar to this. So for example,
Hmm.
this, you can see
Hmm.
how this one has a very interesting visual language, right? Now,
Hmm.
if I just go down, then I can see
Hmm.
I have this fruit which looks like a pineapple, but it's not a pineapple, but it has sort of that similar visual language going on,
So
right?
can we search here some specific things like, for example, geometric shape if I search? Because I think this website can be very useful for form sensitivity type question या फिर product वाले question
Yes.
के लिए
Let's
क्योंकि
say, definitely. Let's say if I write something like this, right? Let's say
yeah, this one is good. हाँ,
I go to this. Now it'll show me
insert.
this.
Hmm.
Hmm. It'll show me this. I can start drawing this, and
Hmm.
then it'll show me similar images. And most probably these all images are from the same book or whatever.
Right.
Like this is probably
Right.
from some book, right? It
Hmm.
seems like that. And then I can see it is just showing me all the other pages from this book.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then it's also showing me, let's say, if there was a flower from that shape, then what it would look like. Visually, it would
Hmm.
match something like this.
So what I understand from this is basically for the students, this is like a, this is nothing that they have to draw. This is more of like building visual vocabulary. चीजें बस एक
Hmm.
बार देख लेने के लिए just to immerse yourself daily in something that you are doing because you are preparing for this exam. So just immersing yourself in the same type of visual library will basically help you to come up with ideas when you are thinking about it. तो क्योंकि Pinterest पे जैसा आप बोल रहे हो कि थोड़ा सा ऐड ज़्यादा हो जाता है, थोड़ा सा इधर उधर के डाइवर्ट चीज़ें हो जाती हैं, स्पेसिफिक उस चीज़ पे नहीं मिलता. सो फॉर दैट रीजन दिस इज़ अ वेरी गुड आइडिया. ग्रेट. public.work, cosmos.so. Okay. Any shadows important to, are shadows important to show in our answers? Avinash is asking. Let's move on to the next Virat, and I will take some questions
Hmm.
also.
Yeah.
Are shadows important to show in our answers? Right. So shadow is important whenever light is important. If you want to show the light in a particular room, then shadows are needed. Otherwise shadows needed नहीं होते. जबरदस्ती जो मैंने देखा है कई कॉम्पोजिशन में बच्चे जबरदस्ती शैडो बनाने के लिए शेड कर देते हैं, वो तो आप खराब कर रहे हो कॉम्पोजिशन को. बिकॉज वंस द शीट इज सबमिटेड, वो एक के ऊपर एक स्टैक कर दी जाएगी, फिर स्मज हो जाता है काम और वो अच्छा नहीं लगता काम. सो फॉर दैट रीजन आई वुड रिकमेंड कि अगर आपको लाइट का सोर्स दिखाना है तब आप शेडो दिखाओ. तो अगर किसी रूम में भी आप हो तो कहाँ से लाइट सोर्स किधर है, दैट यू हैव टू डू. ओके. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट टूल. Ashish is asking, my sketches are somewhat like paper boat memory sketches. Will that work in UCD? Yes, yes. Stylized human figure works. कार्टून वाले कैरेक्टर वाले ह्यूमन फिगर वर्क्स. इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी दैट यू हैव टू एकदम ह्यूमन एनाटॉमी फॉलो करना. इफ यू फॉलो ह्यूमन एनाटॉमी इट इज नॉट डूएबल इन द एग्जाम ऑल्सो. बट टू लर्न ह्यूमन एनाटॉमी को करना चाहिए, बट इट कैन बी स्टाइलाइज टूवर्ड्स योर वे ऑफ. या विराट.
Okay. So this is again similar to Pinterest, but again, the best thing about this is कि there's literally no space wasted on your
ओके.
screen. Everything is just there,
हम्म.
right? Matlab in Pinterest, there's like especially some space wasted, and then there's ads and all of that stuff.
राइट.
Everything is in different format. Here, everything is more or less close to the same format.
सो
And
व्हाट
there's
इज द यूज ऑफ दिस टूल?
again, this has more curated stuff. So let's say I just search for posters, right? So
ओके.
it'll show me everything that is in that same sort of style. So if I just
अच्छा.
select something like this, right? Now it'll start showing me everything that is in that same style, and I can keep scrolling.
हम्म.
I can keep scrolling.
हम्म.
So if I just have to build my visual library, and all of this is human work, so none of this is AI work. If I
राइट.
just want to build my visual library, right? So I can
हम्म.
just go to this website. I can look at some posters,
हम्म.
and so over here, I specifically search for posters, but let's say I don't want to search for posters. Again, let's say, uh, let's say I want to search for something like this. So when I go here now, it'll show me something similar
हम्म.
in that style or in or like whatever is happening there, right?
हम्म.
So this way, I can just keep scrolling, and I can. These are all photos, so now
हम्म.
I can improve my like visual library. I can
हम्म.
I can just generate some ideas by looking at this key. If I want
राइट.
to look at something, then I can just look at this and then generate some ideas from this.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, it has
Good.
like a lot of things. And then if you don't know what you want to look for, then there are like some
Right.
uh,
ऑलरेडी पहले से
categories that,
कैटेगरीज
yeah,
बना रखी हैं.
yeah, that you can choose from.
राइट. वेरी गुड. वेरी गुड.
So this is this. Okay.
बढ़िया. ओके. व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट वन दैट वी हैव?
Yeah. Now, let's say one thing that uh, one thing that comes a lot in design exams is they want us to make storyboards.
राइट.
And I would say that something that is very good is people who make films have done every research for us how we should compose our frames.
राइट.
And actually, in these exams, they are looking for thinking, but they're also looking for a creative storytelling, right?
राइट.
So, what could be more creative than like a film's screenshot? So,
हम्म.
this website, what this does is this gives you screenshots for a lot of films. You can search them, or you can like go to any random film, or you can just search anything like something specific you can search, and then you can just go to that frame and then you can look कि, अच्छा, this is how they frame this thing, right? So for example, let's say we browse by country category. So let's say we want to look at some action.
ओके.
So now maybe something like this would be an interesting
हाँ
film,
हाँ.
right? So this
राइट.
is from a movie. Now everything is framed for us.
हम्म.
I don't need to think how I need to frame if I have to make something like this. Everything is done like this guy is following the rule of thirds.
राइट.
So then similarly, let's say this frame, right? So now this guy is holding some device and he's pressing some button. Now everything is so nicely framed. I can see the button. I can the focus is also on his finger. I can see all that. And I don't have to think you have to frame it left, right, whatever. Everything is framed for me.
राइट.
So
राइट.
this website is very interesting. I just want to look at some film screenshots. So either for storyboards or
हम्म.
just in general for building my visual library or framing my compositions better. Now, for example, they've shown four characters. They're looking at something and they're astonished or they're surprised or there's something inside, right? That could be a very interesting question that comes up.
यस.
Now we can see that this guy is taking a photo. This guy is making a video. This guy is just like visibly surprised.
हम्म.
This guy is looking कि अरे क्या हो रहा है, and this guy is like
हम्म.
अरे I've seen this a lot of times. And
हम्म.
everything is like framed for me. I don't have to think about कि oh where I'll place my characters and all. So
राइट.
for something like that, this tool is like
एंड
very useful.
जस्ट टू ऐड टू दिस, स्टोरी बोर्ड का जब भी क्वेश्चन आता है, एक बच्चों को बहुत ज़्यादा कंफ्यूजन रहता है कि स्टोरी बोर्ड में सब लोग डायलॉग डालते हैं. स्टोरी बोर्ड नेवर इंक्लूड्स डायलॉग. Storyboard is created for films or animated films just to see where how this story is going, what is the flow of the story, how we are going to make the actual movement is through the storyboard, is the story actually coming out or not. So for this reason then storyboard is created. So never we need to write anything, any dialogue, any text in storyboard. सो उसके लिए हमारे पास अगर विजुअल लाइब्रेरी होगी तो ही अच्छा होगा. और स्टोरी बोर्ड में कैमरा एंगल चेंज होना चाहिए. वही स्टोरी बोर्ड अच्छा होता है जिसमें कैमरा एंगल चेंज होते रहते हैं. एक ही स्टैटिक एंगल से सेम फ्रेम पे सेम आई आई लेवल पे अगर शूट होता रहेगा तो आपको मूवी देखने में भी अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. So for that reason, this is a very good tool to, even if you are, let's say, doing a storyboard ka question, I would request you, this is just a suggestion, you can take help from this initially. आपको शुरू में खुद से नहीं सोचना. आप यहाँ से आप सोचो कि मैं कुछ ऐसा करना चाहता हूँ, फिर यहाँ से अपनी स्टोरी बोर्ड का एक कलेक्शन बनाओ एंड देन थिंक ऑफ इट. एक आप कैनवा पे कहीं पे भी उसका स्क्रीनशॉट लेकर के डाल सकते हो एंड देन थिंक अबाउट द स्टोरी की वो निकल के आ रही है या नहीं आ रही है. So everything is possible. So please make use of it and then start drawing. That's what I would say.
You can
Okay.
also just directly copy it from here. Like if you right click,
Yeah.
copy image,
Yeah.
put it on Canva as you said, and
Yeah.
then you can maybe take screenshots, just place it there, and then just start drawing.
Yes. Yes. Correct. Do we have more?
Yeah, we have so we have two more tools,
अच्छा
and then
ठीक है.
we have three more tools, and then we have a bonus tool.
ठीक है.
Okay, so now one thing that a lot of people have difficulty is color theory and coming up with colors in general, right? So what if there was a website that could just give me color palettes? And this is also helpful not just for now, the tools that I'll be showing are helpful not just for design exams, but in general for
Hmm.
design work or anything creative. They are like very interesting.
Right.
So let's say, so this website is called Color Lovers,
Hmm.
and this website existed before Adobe made the website. So even Adobe has a
Okay.
website where you can actually see color theory. So they
Yeah.
have wheels and all that. So, but what this one does is like you can search for something and
Hmm.
it'll show you a color palette for that. So for example, let's say I search sunset.
Hmm.
Now it'll show me some color combinations that I can use. Let's say
Right.
I'm drawing a poster
Hmm.
or I'm drawing a book cover or something like that.
Right.
And the theme is about sunset. But I don't want to use that, uh, like orange, bluish, whatever that is. So maybe I can do something like this, right? This looks like a
Right.
very different thing, but it sort of still conveys that there's some sort of sunset happening. Or maybe I
Right.
can, if I just want to do typical sunset, then maybe I can do something like this, right?
Right.
So it'll give me this color palette, and then I can just compose my frame accordingly using these colors.
Hmm.
So, and then I can search for anything, and then basically this tool will give me these colors that I can uh, develop my palettes with.
Right. बढ़िया.
Uh,
This is what was the name of the
color
tool?
lovers, color lovers.
Colorlovers.com.
Yes.
Okay. Avinash is asking, please suggest any tool for visualizing mechanics like pulley gears too. Shall I have to work on Fusion 360 for better visualization?
So like so you can actually go to Sketchfab for that, and you can look for CAD models over there. So
या
a lot of CAD
स्केचफैब पे आपको मिल जाएंगे वो सारे टूल्स पुली और गियर्स के अविनाश.
a lot of CAD models are like this, where CAD specifically stands for that computer design. So a lot of these tools and mechanical things come under that. And then there are a lot of videos also on YouTube where you can just look for.
या.
Well, if there's a specific mechanism, right? For example, for seed questions, they sometimes give these mechanisms.
हम्म.
And then if you just know what that is mechanism, if you even don't know what that mechanism is called, you can just put in ChatGPT or ChatGPT बता देगा. And then you can just look for that on YouTube, and it'll show you
हम्म.
a short video, like a 30-second video. And that's the best thing, but you don't have to spend a lot of time. In
Right.
30 seconds, you can just understand how this works.
Right.
Okay.
Before we move on, there is a quick announcement that I have to make, and then we move on to the next tool. Guys, we are starting our crash course, 90-day crash course. This is the final call for all the students who are preparing for design exam this year. So it will be started from 26th of October, and you can get your customized plan, and we will help you implement that customized plan. So if you go to the website, I will share the link for masters and bachelors. I will have to do this, otherwise मेरे को टीम बोलेगी कि आप बिना बोले ही आ गए. So you can look at that. I will share both the links quickly. Right? So we are working on a customized plan, and we will try to help you implement that. क्योंकि प्लान बनाना बहुत ईजी है. मतलब इतना भी ईजी नहीं है, लेकिन थोड़ा ईजी है प्लान बनाना सही से, लेकिन उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना सबसे मुश्किल है. So that is what we want to do. We want to help you implement the plan. So if you're interested, you can please take a look at our crash course that we are starting. Okay, this includes both NID, seed, USEED. All right, moving on to the next tool, Virat.
So now I talked about, so since we were talking about colors, I talked about Adobe, right? Of course, how can design be without Adobe? So let's say I am having a lot of difficulty understanding what color theory is. Okay. And that's a genuine thing that happens. So this website, it gives me color themes in what I want. In any color I select, it will give me color themes. Now, what I can do is, let's say I want to see what analogous colors are. Okay. So I can just select one color and it'll give me analogous colors for those, right? Let's say I want to see what monochromatic would be for that. Maybe I select this and it'll give me monochromatic in that range. and so on and so forth. I can go for triads, I can go for
राइट।
complementary, split complementary, all of
देखो
that stuff.
वैसे तो अगर देखा जाए तो अगर कलर के बारे में हम ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स अगर पढ़ने लगेंगे तो एग्जाम के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से थोड़ा सा डाइवर्ट हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि उसमें मज़ा आने लगेगा। एंड टू बी ऑनेस्ट, बहुत ज़्यादा कलर के ऊपर डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस होते भी नहीं है। निफ्ट में होते
हम्म
हैं, एनआईडी में थोड़े क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट नहीं होते, बट डेफिनेटली कलर्स आर यूज्ड। सो आई वुड रिकमेंड कि हम अगर ऐसे टूल ज़्यादा दिखाने लगेंगे ना, भटक जाएंगे ये लोग।
नहीं
सो
नहीं, या
लेट्स स्किप
हाँ,
दैट।
ओके. So there's this
Why
website
why
called,
don't you share your tool that you have created?
I'll do this. There's one more tool that I want to show, and then as well I'll
Okay.
just, yeah,
Okay.
show my tool. So
So I just
uh,
want to tell them that Virat has himself created one tool for इतने सारे tool access करने के बाद विराट को लगा कि मेरे को खुद ही बनाना चाहिए for design exam students, those who are preparing. So this is he'll share in a bit. Okay. Yes, Virat, please go ahead. अभी क्या सिखाने वाले हो?
just 1 second. So in Seed they usually ask this question where they'll give us, like, let's say two letters,
हम्म।
and they'll be like, oh, just इसमें इस font में
Complete
बना
the
दो word पूरा.
हाँ हाँ हाँ।
And like, that's sort of difficult if you've never even like seen that font, if you don't know what that is. So this is a
Right.
website where DA font. So this is like the OG font
Right.
website, and you just go there, and they have a lot of fonts in different categories, right? So let's say I go for something curly.
Yes, yes, yes. Just to give them a context to everyone, to understand where the fonts are actually used and can be used is, if you are designing a poster, there's generally a title that is supposed to be written on the poster. So what you can actually do is, you can मेक योर ओन टेम्पलेट्स। कि अगर मैं फॉर एग्जांपल पोस्टर बना रहा हूँ किसी पॉवर्टी एजुकेशन के थीम पर, तो मैं किस तरीके से टाइटल को लिखूंगा। एंड यू कैन टेक एग्जाम्पल फ्रॉम फॉन्ट्स हेयर एंड यू कैन प्रैक्टिस राइटिंग इन द सिमिलर फॉन्ट सो दैट इट बिकम्स ईजियर इन द एग्जाम, कि आप उसी फॉन्ट में एग्जाम में लिख सको, है ना। सो दैट्स व्हाई दिस DA font is very important. Bhavika is asking, does this 12-week course for the students who is preparing exam 20? Yes, yes, exam is in 2026, right? So if you know that there are, if you go to the website that I have just created, if you're only preparing for NID, the exam is will be in 60 day from 26th of October. And if you're preparing for both UC or NID, then your exam is first in 60 day, next one is in 90 day from 26th October. So this way हमने 12 वीक बना रखा है। उस 12 वीक में लास्ट वन इज IIT, उससे पहले NID भी कवर हो रहा है। So that is what it is. So please go and read about it. You will understand. If you have any problem or question, you can ask to our counselors. You can book a call and talk to them. All right. We have also tried to make the pricing of the course as convenient as possible for the students. This is for the students last hurdle kind of thing, जो exam crack करना चाहते हैं and want to put everything in for the exam, right? Please keep in mind it will include daily tasks and everything, right? So please go and read about it. Yes, moving on.
So there was this one question in Seed,
Yeah.
I think 20, 20 something 23 or something like that, 23 or
हाँ.
22. तो उसमें उन्होंने they just had given us two letters.
Right, right, right. और
So
उसको
what
complete करना था.
complete करना था, yes. So why how this is very interesting is now over here I can just write, let's say, so they are given two letters AB. I just write AB, right? Now every font will be shown, will only be showing me two letters. Now I can just imagine the whole word in this, how this font works. And
कि C कैसा दिखेगा, B कैसा
easy
दिखेगा,
is
खुद से मैं ड्रॉ कर सकता हूँ।
exactly.
एंड
And then I can check and verify if I'm matching that or not.
वेरी गुड।
So they have asked this sort of question multiple times. एक बार ये तो specifically AB वाला है, but they have asked this sort of question multiple times. Okay.
राइट।
And then now finally, this is the bonus tool that I made. So this is
Bonus tool. Okay. So this is a tool that you have created.
exactly.
Okay.
So when I started learning how to draw, a lot of people told me uh, that, first thing you should practice drawing is like basic shapes in 3D. And I was like, okay. But then I started drawing basic shapes as in cubes and cylinders. And it's easy to draw basic shapes if you're just drawing them in isolation, right? You can draw all guides and everything. But what if I'm drawing a complex scene and everything is made out of shapes, right? So I just want to make many shapes in one scene. Now, how can I practice that? So I made this tool where it'll randomly uh, generate a set of 3D objects, which are
Mm-hmm.
basic shapes. So cubes, cylinders, uh, spheres, so on and so forth, cones. And then I can just draw them from any angle, right? Let's say I just want to draw something like a bunch of cubes coming towards me. So I can just draw
Mm-hmm.
that.
Acha.
And what I can also do is, let's say I want to draw a lot more objects together.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do that. Like now I have
Mm-hmm.
these many tools, these many objects coming towards me. Or let's say what I want to do is that I want the objects to be very different in terms of their scale. So I can just bump up the scale variation. And
Mm-hmm.
now what it'll do is it'll give me this. And I can just draw it from any angle because it's in 3D. So I can just flip it, rotate it, whatever. I can draw it from any view. And let's say I want the objects to be not very varied. So I can just do this. Now everything is same size. Let's say I want to increase the distance. I can do all of that stuff. Then, so now what is happening is that it's following a path. Let's say I just want to
Mm-hmm.
randomly spread it. Now it's
Mm-hmm.
just random objects in 3D space.
Right.
Let's say I just want to, sorry, let's say I just want to change some lighting, right?
Mm.
I can just go to this. There are like various options that I can choose from, and I can just change my
Right.
lighting.
So it is more of practice for
Uh,
proportions and scaling,
yes.
and also perspective at the same time.
Hmm.
Right. So very good. So this is especially helpful for students who are just starting with their preparation. And forget about human figures, अभी वो तो बहुत बाद में आएगा. जब आपको नॉर्मल शेप्स 3D शेप्स बनाने की प्रैक्टिस करनी होती है, दिस कुड बी अ वेरी गुड starting point to start practicing. So credit goes to Virat for this. What is the
It's called
link? Hmm.
shapescape.versal.app. The tool is called Shapescape, and then it's hosted on Versal.
Mhm. Very good.
And then, as like the fine artists do, you can just set a timer, and then you can just like keep drawing. So it'll change the scene after the timer is over, like how we saw it in the earlier tool.
Hmm. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Virat, for this. And those who have joined us, I think they got some value from this. And I'm sure this would be helpful. Please let us know. If this is helpful, we can bring more such tools and more list of technology wise कि हम क्या क्या और use कर सकते हैं and how we can also create it something for using AI videos also video lessons. But if you give us a nod, so those students who are watching us right now, if you give us a nod, if you feel that this was some value, we will definitely come up with more such content. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope you have a very bright and fruitful year ahead, and may this Diwali bring whatever you are thinking in your future ahead. Happy Diwali to everyone. And Virat, if you want to say last.
No, I would just want to wish Happy Diwali. That's it.
Yeah, happy Diwali, guys. And please go and enjoy your day. We'll come back with more video lessons. And if possible, please go and check out our crash course. This is something genuinely that we want to help, and that is what we have created this course for. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And we'll see you soon. Bye bye.